Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, episode number 280 of Bawz and Bovril podcast with my Mark. I'm the host. Tonight we've got the Bishop Ways. How you doing, John? You keep your cell phone mute, but we've got the Bishop Ways, as always, to give his pearls of wisdom. We've got Big Jerry Ways tonight. How you doing, Jerry boy?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Do you like a wee picture I done you?
I can see it now. I never seen it last week, but aye, that's good. I'm happy with that physique, that's for sure.
I had to try and get something, do you know what I mean? Just to, I'm like, she's like that, you'll need to find one for yourself. And I'm like, well, she says, what do they call him? Like, well, what, stumpy, peg leg, hop along, stuff like that.
Sniper's nightmare.
As I say, this is Celtic Rumours TV. We've got our forum here at www.celticrumours.tv and www.co.uk, whatever that was meant to be there. The link to everything, the Discord, it's on the description box below. Some shout outs to some of the lads off the forum. While we're on, Paul he's got to try and go on. He's probably fleeing through traffic, so he might make an appearance later on. Terence is busy as well. Mad Dog McGinn, old Tim Malloy, Mikey, John, United Ireland, Big Jabber, Deef Kev, Welshie, O'Malikin, his daughter, Ashleen. Hope they're doing well. I think Malik is still earning Derry for a wee break, but
good to hear he's doing well.
It's good to know that his daughters are good enough for him to go and take a wee break. Do you know what I mean? Even if she's no with him, she's still earning Spain.
100%.
Bobby in first. Evening, Bobby, the mod say God. Grot Bags, thanks for coming in. That dinner as well, hen. McMullen, nice to see you. Rod Patel, nice to see you as well. Alex Forsyth, thanks very much. Alex, not seen you for ages, bud. How you doing? Oh, that's it. We're not very busy in the sofa.
Tell John to get his mic off mute, man. He's put it on by accident, but guaranteed.
No, there he's not. There he's off now.
How you doing? All right?
All right, John.
Whatever happened to Big Red Scotland used to come on? You never seen him?
Oh, the guy in the chat. The guy in the chat. He was in on the other night in the chat.
I thought he was in. I was in the other night. Was he no? Red Scotland. Aye.
I'm sure he was in the chat the other night, John.
Good stuff.
He has been recently. I've seen him. Seen him on recently.
Who's doing anyway? All right.
No bad. Living the dream as always, John. Same as...
Let you calm down for the weekend. For midweek, Johnny Mark was a shit bag. He never wanted to have it on Friday. He ducked it.
Who?
You.
No chance, man.
You ducked. I was looking forward to it. Thursday night was it we were going to have it there?
Aye. Where were you?
I was sitting waiting.
Your arse.
On for Thursday. I'd put it up early. Let's have it. I was looking forward, hoping John was going to make it on. I thought it'd have done him a world of good.
This is a revision of history here, John, as far as I'm concerned. Would you agree on that?
Look at the Discord, look at the chat.
Well, I mean, they put on even our wee group. They said a pod tonight, and it's only he got Jerry Tug of War. Jerry got only what could be called a dinghy.
See, I thought that that's been a miscommunication.
I had it in the Discord as well.
Yeah, I'll do a podcast every night of the week if people want to come on with us.
I thought you didn't want depressed. I thought you didn't want depressed because of the midweek. But we want to start with there, Mark, before we go about the good stuff.
Let's start with the Kairat, batter in the Kairat game, Well,
John, I'm dying to hear this, mate.
What's this?
John, you didn't go to it, didn't you know where?
The
Kairat.
The Kairat game.
No, I didn't go. No, but no, I didn't. As I said, I didn't take. The truth of the matter is, I didn't take. I did. Gone during the weeks. I've said he's late. I mean, I'm not back here. It's kind of midnight. Time you're back here,
Your boy doesn't go to the games and that. John Stoughton about
that's
but I mean.
Well, he'd asked, isn't it? So if I'm not with him, last year, particularly when it's a Champions League game in the winter time, you're asked you're walking back through the East End yourself for the train, and just I'm just in the dark. I just always daft and doing that. And it was, didn't bother me one time, but just a wee bit more nervous about that now. So, but that it's merely go to the late home and up early. Can he do it? But it was also the fact that I thought the Falkirk game. I think that was all the fact that you get nothing. You know, they wanted the season tickets were up. It was £25 for a Newcastle game for a friendly. You get nothing. You don't get the first round. They wanted you. What was it? 29 quid for a Falkirk game too. 25 quid, and it was I think it was £29 for that. For the cup, so you get nothing in your season. So you're getting.
Aye, but John, they're paying at living wage now, John. Come on, that's how they can't keep getting that.
Absolutely, aye.
Before we get into all that, going about the game, before we start the depressing talk, what about the game? Well, that's a bit depressing, all right enough, but
I thought the game was just fucking dire, to be honest with you. I just thought, I thought, I mean, I've kind of moved on. I thought I had a ball. Once we get to the Livingston games, right, we had a great day on Saturday. I thought, I said that to Eileen yesterday. I said, you know, this is meant to be a hobby, a pastime, my source of enjoyment. I said, the bastards are grinding me down, So I went in on Saturday and I thought, I need to let. I've said to you before. I learned going on the bus for here. We went for all the older boys. It was about the social thing. It was about used to love going away with them. And I said this to Eileen. I says, I can't let the board take this off of me. It says we had a ball on Saturday, but I woke up and I watched that game on Wednesday. I thought, fucking hell, man. It's we didn't turn up in the first half, did you? It's realistically, you know, you were told that even the limited bit of research I'd done, they had a superstar boy, they had a beanpole striker as well. He could have scored with a header too. The ball in the net. I don't think I heard the boy talking in Saturday. He says he doesn't think he doesn't think in all his time he watching Celtic, he's never seen Celtic playing for a full half and not having a shot at goal. It's I mean that's bad. You're at home,
Aye, John.
40 fucking million. I mean, I know. Listen, I know. You can target the players have got to carry a bit of responsibility. The manager's got to carry a bit of responsibility. All of the above, but I think the whole negative mood music and the whole all that surrounding the club that lies fairly and squarely at the board of the directors, all that was created through your lack of ambition today and failure to invest for a game with a £40 million price tag on it. I think that negative, same as it was even when we went for the opening game of the season against St Mirren, right? Is that 4 weeks ago? It felt as if it was a long time since it was back. Even then, the title party we make statement. It was just almost kind of. I don't know, almost kind of took the joy out of it, but I think the fans kind of held back. Even Saturday, they kind of held back a wee bit. But that whole negativity that we should have been bouncing into this season, it's Rodgers uses a term. He's talking about the fucking board as well, and he says, "I'm not going to let them steal my joy." Well, I'm with Rodgers on that one, So. The players got to look at themselves, the manager's got to look at himself, but the biggest buck for me stops with the board in terms of the whole kind of negativity.
John,
she did that game,
I threw this back at you in the chat saying that, right, I'll bring it up on here. What's the difference between this summer and the summer that the Celtic fans booed Fergus McCann?
What do you mean?
Well, why, right, the fans have turned on the board for no investing in the team. That's the crux of it. That's the crux of the matter. Mm-hmm. Why did the Celtic support boo Fergus McCann on Flag Day years ago? Because he'd done the exact same thing. He hadn't invested in the team. He'd fell out with half the club. What's the difference? Did
we have money in the bank then? A lot of money, like we have now?
No, but still, No.
What's that? But what's that got to do with the price of butter? No.
How can you? People keep right. Celtic fans now going about, them that booed Fergus McCann, they should be ashamed of themselves and all that, right?
I'd agree with that.
But what's the difference? It's the exact same reasons. Repeat it themselves.
I was at
Why
that
is
game.
Why is one time different and one time no? If you get what I mean. I'm asking what is the difference?
Because Fergus McCann put his money where his fucking mouth was, and he told you he was going to take back out the club for his investments. These fucking leeching Tory bastards sitting in the soft seat with their matching fucking suits and ties are ripping the arse out you. They don't fucking talk to you. They tell you fucking nothing. I've said I didn't want to start on this. No, you've just pushed me there.
No, well, you brought the boat. You started. I'm not being you started. I'm just saying we went down the roadie. The board no buying players and strengthening for a point of a position of strength. And that's so it's just history repeating itself. I don't see.
I don't think they were booed in the Wednesday night game, were they? I don't think they were booed at the Kairat. They were booed at the Kairat game.
It was just sack the board chance in that.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's.
I'm just comparing the situations, John, from a fan in the streets point of view. If Fergus McCann didn't invest in the team and he get booed, this Celtic board's no investing in the team and getting booed. But for me, there's nothing to split the two arguments between that. It's the same kind of crimes we're holding against different people and holding them maybe at different levels of responsibility for it, if you get what I mean.
I mean, I don't.
Every club's fans moan that the board's no spending enough, John. Do you get what I mean?
You're talking about. I had a season ticket when McCann came in, and we all got a letter asking for £600 for shares. He said he was going to build a £60,000 stadium. Well, for this, at that time there was I think we had to get below 10,000 there for the bank was going to pull the plug. I mean, that was the source of the kind of fans mobilising against him. He'd done what he said he was going to do. He said he would build you a 60,000 season capacity stadium. He would have 50,000 on the waiting list. He would have 50,000 season ticket holders, and he would have 10,000 on the waiting list. And he done that. He achieved it.
We won three trophies. We won 3 trophies out of 15, and 2 of them were under Wim Jansen. It was only here a year. 5 years that Fergus was here.
You were up against what you were up against, weren't you?
They weren't cheating as much then.
He gave you. You wouldn't be sitting in that stadium you're sitting in today. Let's say if it wasn't for Fergus McCann. Let's say Fergus McCann was a self-made man, and for me, he earned the right to do what he did. These guys are just you're just dealing with that. To arrive at that game.
Well, Dermot Desmond's put in more money and took out less money than Fergus McCann at Celtic.
That's not the problem with it. The problem with Desmond, the whole fair play, that's irrelevant anyway. The whole fair play financial fair play regulations. The problem with Desmond is the control he appears to have, which is disproportionate to the fucking shares he has. I mean, the paper, we're still talking about being Celtic. He's no Celtics owner. He's not even the majority shareholder. He's a major shareholder, yet he seems to be calling on the shots.
Because it's him and his cronies, but John, isn't it? That's the way these. Because people ask me, John, how does that work? Do you know what I mean? If he's only get 34%, how's he always getting his own way? Because all he needs is 51% to be his cronies and do whatever he wants, and that's him get total control.
He's got that investment company, that whatever that investment company that he pulls about with him as well, and there's other bits on there. You probably find there's only over 50% of the shareholders there are not remotely fucking interested on the footballing side of Celtic. They're investing in a PA, the same as any of the rest is. If you invest money in something for one reason and one reason only, is to get a return. So you go and ask the investors and you say, will we redo the old stand and invest here? No. will we sell off our major assets and up the share return the dividends this year? I go for that. Eh?
But what can be what can be the end game, John?
What can what?
See, like what you're saying, if it is just like them, right? As I've said before about Desmond, right? Desmond doesn't need the dividend Celtic game. He took £7 million out of Celtic for 1994. That's how much he's took out in his so-called like salaries and dividends. That's all he's took out for 1994.
The issue.
So why is no? But John, let me finish with it before I forget it. To see stockpiling that money, what possibly could be the end game for no Celtic, like any football club? I mean, why stockpile that kind of money?
No idea. Does it make any?
He can ask for that money back at any point that he's put in.
No, it's his shares.
The point I mean.
No, he's never put money in, Jerry. He's bought shares. And he's bought about £34 million of shares. But for Fergus came in, because he was part of that way, Fergus. When Fergus was doing his shareholding, Dermot Desmond started buying his Celtic shares. He spent about 34 million, 32 million or something, and he took about £7 million out of Celtic for 1994. And it's a mad guy on Twitter for America that looks deep dives into all that, which I couldn't believe, to be honest, when I first looked at it.
It's a long time ago. I can hardly remember what I was doing last day. I was at the game and McCann was booed. I didn't boo me, but I booed, and I wasn't at the car again, but I booed, and
you stood up in the living room and booed.
Oh,
Didn't you?
I booed at the Livingston. I joined in the chant with the Green Brigade for the sack the board on Saturday at the Livingston game, and I'll tell you something, there wasn't many as, but I think the biggest reason for that is one, because it's just become middle class, even all around about me, more to the extent than ever it was, but in terms of the support, but it's the whole thing sanitised. But that aside, I think in the main it's the fact that the support genuinely don't want to damage the team, be shouting at anything negative. Do you know? But I think I'm not really sure about why the Fergus McCann bit's relevant. It's
because the board, because Dermot Desmond and the board are getting crucified for doing the exact same thing.
Listen,
no investment in the team.
Mark, I'm talking about where we are now. Where we are now is you've sold Kyogo, fucking Kuhn, you've got Joe injured. You've known Joe.
We sold Di Canio, we sold Pierre, we sold Cadetti. What did we replace him with? Darren Jackson, Craig Burley.
What's that? I mean, this is like in a conversation with your. This is like trying to have a conversation with somebody what's going on the day, and they're throwing up with you. You got right 40 years ago.
But it's exact, John. Nobody can explain to me what the board they know is doing different from McCann. McCann's get rid of all our best players. He didn't invest in the team. Exact same thing as Dermot Desmond, the board's doing.
That's not the question. Why is this different from McCann is your question. That's no. Fergus McCann's the furthest thing from my mind. And what I'm interested in was that Brendan Rodgers, for all your criticism that you're going to come on and you talk about his tactics or whatever, for all your, I thought he played a blinder on Saturday with exploring the options, game guys are on it, letting us look at the other ones on Saturday. We'll come on to the Livingston game, but it's you can long before you get down to discussing Rodgers and the players, you need to look at the fact that you sold Kyogo, who, irrespective of whether the ding dongs have heard about the best since Larsson or not, it was when he came at first, he was prolific. We've known he was going away for a year. You lost Kuhn, you've not replaced him. There was there's a prize of 40 million, and forget just the financial side of that. It's about the whole business model that the reason Kuhn's worth what Kuhn's worth is because of the exposure he got in the Champions League last year. The reason you trebled your money in Kyogo, the reason your model's as successful is because your exposure in the Champions League, and these bastards, because they're out of depth, and as I said to you, they're at the limit, they're at their individual and collective fucking capability, failed to invest with all that sitting in front of them. We went into that game and that Wednesday night with one left back that can give us 60 minutes, that we've got to pull a first choice centre half out of position to cover him when he comes off. Our best striker playing in the left wing because there's nobody else to play there, and Ida and fucking Johnny Kenny is your options up front. That's the worst. That's an old boy in Saturday. We don't remember a worse Celtic forward line in all my times of watching Celtic. And a 34-year-old James Forrest, you're relying him to come to play in the right wing and turn a game for you. That to me is shambolic. Fucking shambolic. Yeah, Jerry.
Couldn't agree more. Look, we were obviously in our chat. We were talking during the game and after it as well. I mean, the Almaty game was horrendous. Where do you start? I mean, I'm going to get to Ida stinking, but you could get every one of the team. I mean, the midfield were absolutely devoid of any idea at all. Ida playing up front. I said he was maybe winning the ball, putting it wide. If I win the ball and I'm a striker, I'm going to bust my neck to get into that box. He just ambles about as if he's no interested. Maeda, he doesn't look interested at all. He's no kicked his arse since he came back from pre-season. The Schmeichel, they had the ball in the back of the net, but the way their keeper was coming out for crosses, that's the way I want my keeper to come out, and I'm just hoping that he's a miss for this game in midweek. Their keeper, I know he done himself and came off, but he probably could have played with a keeper the way we were playing and still done all right. But the way their keeper was coming out, commanding his box, winning everything, it was a bit of a joke. When we get Schmeichel, it's like a crocus that's coming out once a year. Even again at the weekend, he's flapping at that. But the Rodgers is going to take a lot of the blame as well for the midweek game. See this passing for the sake of passing, slow as anything, letting the teams get into position and all the rest of it. It's wild. It's too slow, too predictable. And again, it's a rerun of this time last year as well.
I'm not defending. I'm not saying that Brendan Rodgers is a. There was one point is beyond criticism. Far from it. At one point, you had your four medics. You had KT, McGregor, all fucking looking at each other. Didn't they know whether it was New Year or New York? All the point I'm making was I'm not positivity. That Livingston game on Saturday, there was the team seemed to have they were very much out of, there was a bit of spirit back in them there. To me, the Wednesday, and there's no way of measuring this or no way of proving it. No stats analysis will tell you this, but for me, that Wednesday night was a product to some extent of the negative negative music surrounding the club. I heard Paul McStay he was on Let's Be Frank. I don't know if any of you seen it or not. It was really good. And there's an interesting bit he was asking McAvenny, and I was at that game. I made him saying, he says to McAvenny, when did you come? He came in October of the centenary year. And McStay said, we just needed freshened up. We just knew we needed help. And that team in Wednesday night fucking reeked of that for me. Was they just needed help, eh?
I mean, it's a sad state of affairs when Yangs came on, and we had nobody was the wingers of that where they try to beat a man. I mean, James Forrest, 34, first start in Europe, and what was it, a couple of years, John? 2 years, 3 years.
Yep.
You've got him coming on or him playing. 32-year-old Calmac in the middle of the park. We look too slow. Wingers only try to beat a man, and then Yang comes on the start of the second half. For the first 5, not even as long as 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, we looked better because we were going at them and Yang was having a go and try to beat his man and try to get into the box. But see all this wingers cutting inside, it drives me daft. I'm old-fashioned. I want my wingers to beat their
Hit the
man, get
byline.
to that byline and get the balls into as many balls into the box as we can. And we've got somebody like that should be on the end of crosses. But see,
They
he's
only,
ambling
they only
about
started
outside the box.
crossing it when Yang came on. We only,
Aye,
the
you're
other night,
taking
we
the
only
ma-
started crossing it when Ida was off the pitch and Yang was on.
Exactly. That's exactly. And either, I mean, it didn't matter. See, we could have put balls into the box. That clown's hovering about outside the box.
I mean, I've stuck up for him in that, but see, the last couple of weeks, he's really started to piss me off. I know, Jerry, he really has. But even down to that, and that's even like going back to Wednesday, you know, I've always going about this when Celtic play bad and that. And no play, I don't mind us getting beat, Jerry or John, but I want every single player to be coming off that pitch knowing they've left everything they've got on that park, whether they're on for 10 minutes, 45 minutes, 90 minutes, no matter what. And for me on Wednesday night, that wasn't there. And that's the kind of justy what's no good enough for me, John. That kind of professional pride, the pride in the jersey, who they're playing for, at home, the fans that are there forking out serious money to sit and watch them just pass the ball about and look disinterested. That's the thing that annoyed me most about Wednesday night. We should have see apart from multi-million pound signings and that, John, honest to God, that was a team on a level that Celtic as a squad should have been even. Rodgers himself said it before that. He's come out and said that himself the day that losing on Tuesday is unacceptable. That is a team. See the team we put in Saturday. Maybe stick KT and Carter Vickers in that. See the rest of that team. We'd have won that game on Wednesday night without a doubt in my mind.
I'm no arguing. All I'm saying is, I mean, it was embarrassing. The game. You'd fucking Hibs and Dundee United playing teams that are ranked above them. So I mean, you've got the argument of what you're saying with that one. All I'm saying is part of that whole gloom and doom negativity that was hovering about the area. Should they be able to get above that? That's another question. Should Rodgers be able to get above that? He's generally been very good at that. Did it see to me Wednesday night was to some degree at least if you'd have signed two fucking wingers and a striker, a first choice striker before that game, for me Wednesday night doesn't happen me. So I'm not saying that team shouldn't have been good enough, but was it the best version? Was that team the best version of us that could possibly have been delivered with all that's at stake? You look at the Champions League, it's not just the 40 million, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the prestige of playing in that
as you mentioned with Cooney, John, it adds value onto your players as well if they're playing in the Champions League.
Absolutely, and you want to attract, makes it easier to attract players, and the players you attract, it's easier to make money on them because they're playing in the biggest shop window in the world. You've got that Axom on with Sky and that prick for Sky saying Celtic's a fucking Europa League. Fuck off. A Europa team, you know. And the other boy, the Irish boy that was with him, he's a walloper and all. Why come my photos come up here?
I've just put it up, John. Well, you're good. Keep going. This is classic.
that Dara Walloper as well, telling fucking Desmond. As much as I'm going to defend Desmond, it's when somebody picks one of your brothers. It's all right for me to criticise them, but don't you fucking dare. Aye, right. That's me. I'm going home.
No, I totally agree, John. The ideal world, Celtic should have had their players in it, but again, we know it's not going to happen because they never do. But in the ideal world, we should have the players in ready. And just this, I mean, as I've said, this team, people going about bookies are never rang. And then all of a sudden, we've seen on the forum with the odds of the game, I bet they're only going with betting on Scotland and shit like that. John, that team were a poor team. Celtic should have beat them. They were just an SPFL level
Absolutely.
team.
I'm no arguing.
It would be like it's like drawing with St Mirren, right? But Celtic should have had their signings in and get the team up and flying, ready for the start of the league, ready for the qualifier and stuff like that. But you said yourself as well, players out there, John, are maybe waiting to see. I mean, this Balikwisha guy, Balikwisha, whatever it is. I mean, he's only ever really been linked with Celtic this summer. We've spoken about this before, even privately, and I've said there must be something in that because he's not even linked with anybody else, really. And it just seems there's been all that shit going on in the background between him and the club that he's with and stuff, and it's all coming to a head because the wind is coming to a close, so they need to get it sorted out. And Celtic, it's like, I mean, people. I mean, I had Tim Alloy the other day on the forum calling me a board apologist. I'm not a board apologist. I just look for things kind of mine out like. Nobody's always at fault. Do you know what I mean? But it's like if a player.
Should we have let him strung us along though this long?
What?
Should we have let that, whatever his name is, string us along this long?
But what if that's who Rodgers? That's what I was getting to, Jerry. What if that's who Rodgers wants? What if that's right? So does the board say, "Oh, he's fucking us about"? So we'll get down to the second choice, and we're like, "No, we're waiting him." What if it, I'm not saying it's all the but I'm just saying, what if that's the scenario? That's who I want. We'll wait till that deal's deed before we look at number 2. And see the thing. What?
Mere fool him then if we get an
but what if that is the? No, I'm just saying, what if that is the case?
Yep.
Because people always blame the board, but what if Rodgers is holding the board to ransom, saying, "No, I want that player. You hold out and you argue and you fight and you fucking get me him."
See all this discussions about Rodgers signing off players, and you know, I know that broadly you'll agree with me, but for me, Celtic should be sitting there that you know, I was saying that, but I was up talking to a good friend of mine the day. He's in his 70s. He watched the Celtic a long time as well, and that's what they're saying. You imagine walking around that boardroom there. I was saying that to my laddie weekend. We've said this before. If you're in a civil engineering company, you're walking around about, you say, "What do you do? You're an accountant, that's right. What do you do? I'm a lawyer, that's good. But where's the expert in fucking civil engineering here? There isn't one. The alarm bell should be fucking ringing, eh?" So he doesn't need to be on the board, but he needs to be somewhere. So that director of football should be saying, "There you go. That's our aims and objectives. That's the plan to where we are trying to get to. That's a profile of a player we want to bring in." All the board should be doing, all Michael Nicholson should be doing is writing a check. That's it. And that budget should be set, whether that's for a season or whatever. You shouldn't be needing to go near anywhere near a shareholder that's not even a majority shareholder. So a sporting director or a director of football, whatever you want to call them there, he dictates all that. And see the players, they just get good to Rodgers and they said, "You know what? Fucking manage them, go and put them in their best, coach them, make them the best they can, and put them in their best positions." He shouldn't be signing off. He shouldn't be signing off nothing. He should be. And so if you're second year, if he's 2 year into a 3-year contract, doesn't matter, because the next Brendan Rodgers right line up, and he's going to be good players the very fucking same way. And tell him it's like you can. I mean, I've said to you, I have been, not in that sense, but I have been Don Mackay, where you go in there and you say, "You know what? This is what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You know, if you want this to go to the next level, you're going to need to go home and you're going to need to fuck off, and your family, what other jobs for the boys, they're going to need to fuck off as well." And they all get together and say, "You know what? That's not happening. You're the one that's getting fucking plugged." And that's exactly what happened to Don Mackay. And that's where you are. So for them to even argue, I can't even be bothered arguing about the Rodgers or the players' fucking failures on Wednesday night, because the failures are so much at a higher systemic level than that it's a waste of my breath even discussing it. Do you get what I'm coming from?
Yep. I could agree, man.
I mean, I've said it 100 times on here, John. No matter how big your business gets, if you've started out from scratch, at some point in time, your business outgrows you.
Absolutely.
And as I've said, I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying I could do a better job than running Celtic than Peter Lawler or Michael Nicholson. Do you know what I mean? But if somebody put me in charge of a company turning out a couple of £100 a week, John, I could probably handle that. Put it up to a couple of grand a week. I'd give you a wee phone. Do you know what I mean? Then see, once you get £1 million a week, John, you're telling me, right, this is out of my depth now, big man. We need to get so and so into, like, to make sure that the two of us keep making your money. Do you know, into it?
Absolutely.
If you don't know what you're doing, just get somebody in that does it.
But it takes humility. It takes a bit of humility to say, you know, even for a man to say, "Well, I can't take this any further than this." You think if you'd any brains, you would just get out the road here and bring in somebody that's better than you, eh? But if you're sitting there and we're all, mate, if me, you and Jerry's wearing our wee fucking matching grey suits, and you've got your wee matching green and white fucking tie, and you're sitting in the big bastard and soft seats looking down on the rest of us, turning the music up when the chat sack the board comes on. It's are you going to give up that? You're Brian Wilson, you've been sitting on the board for 100 years. Then what?
But he done well with the Beach Boys, John.
That's a format time. You got to remember you're older than me.
Patrick, that's a fair point, I suppose, but is it no? Balikwash has not really been that injured. And if KT passes a medical, come on. I mean, people are going on about that Stings' injury history, Balikwash's injury history and stuff like that. Look at the left back. We've just signed injury history and everybody jumped for joy that he's back. You can't, that's what, we need to, if we're going to hold account people and stuff and things like that to account, it's got to be across the board. You can't moan about the injury history of a possible signing and then cheering, oh great that KT's back when you look at his injury history. I mean, I've been talking to Deef Kev about it today with this left back we've been linked with. Deef Kev's right up in Amura, he's all in that camp and that. And I'm like that, well, he's played a couple of pre-season games. He's played well against Livy, right? But it's Livy. How well would he play against the Ibrox mob or Aberdeen or Hearts? Would you get what I mean? Even Rodgers came out and said that it's his defensive work that's a problem. But you can't argue about use arguments against signing players and no accept that you're holding these other players to different levels. Steve Kev says, oh, we need to sign we need to have 3 good left backs in the squad to cover for KT. I was like, well, how does that work out? I says, that imbalances the full squad and even worse in the Champions League. It's just, see, there just seems no cohesion. That's the right word there, isn't it? For the plan. What John's saying, there's no plan, there's no nothing. But I've seen it in blogs attacking Nicholson about, and we've said this before, we never hear from him. There's no sign of any plan. There's no forward thinking or any signs yet. The magic hat, I don't know what he's doing. And it's just, as John says as well, with the Rodgers stuff, Rodgers should have an input on the players. But we get back, mind Jerry, that we go on, mind when Angie was here and we'd, the youth teams are playing Angie's style of football and everything, so that wants to make, what they do now, are they still playing Angie's system? What use is that now?
Exactly.
What about playing football the Glasgow Celtic way, the kind of cavalier attacking style football? We're not seeing that under Rodgers. So that's what we need. We need a director of football in there to install these standards across the board so that when managers come and go, it doesn't upset the apple cart so much. Managers will come in, you go into all the managers Chelsea get, they've got the squad, they'll sign some players and they'll tweak the tactics to suit their own team, but the basic gist stays the same. Because there are people above him running the show. Absolutely. There's a definition of, you've got a good business when you don't need to be there, eh? Aye.
And it just, if your business doesn't run without you, you've just got a job, eh? And it's one of the podcasts, one of the fan media that was banned. Celtic banned him at the time. He's fucking bang on. I was listening to that. That was a link I sent you, Tony. I don't get a chance to listen. He's bang on. He says, "If there's a word, I don't have the word hate in my it's not in my vocabulary for anybody. A serious detestations as far as I would go. But he said, he says, I fucking hate the Celtic board. He says, but they hate us too. It's he says, Peter. We get rid of, just fuck off, eh? We get rid of you for 10 minutes and you couldn't wait to get fucking back, eh? It's I mean, for somebody sits in front of you and saying to you, how many times have we said this? We scoured Europe for a head of recruitment. We just happened to come across my laddie. Aye, did you, Peter? Aye, that's fair dues, eh? And Michael Nicholson, who sat there as financial secretary for 10 years before they went for Don Mackay as CEO, and he wasn't, for that 10 years, nobody had figured out he was fucking good enough to be CEO. But once they plugged Dom, all of a sudden he was fucking good enough, eh? Because he's a yes man and he's going to sit and do what he's telling. You honestly think?
We'll never find out what happened with Don Mackay.
Do you honestly think if you get in there, you could find a player trading model? They talk about Dermot Desmond said in 2020 that in 5 years' time he would build a club that was better, build a team that was better than any Martin O'Neill's team. As he says, he neither failed. Fucking Nicholson said that he wanted to be Celtic to be world class in every in everything they do for recruitment. Do you look fucking world class? You've got the fucking, I know you're at with this argument whether they've got skin in the game, but you've got other clubs calling you. You've got ex-players calling you. You know yourself. Everybody can't be lying here and with fucking low ball offers. It's fucking amateur hour. Do you honestly think you could get Club Brugge? They've sold £70 million worth of players and brought in 30. Fucking, we've not got a player trading model. We've got an asset. It's selling fucking.
Brendan Rodgers has spent 60 million. If he came back, you know.
Brendan Rodgers has not spent any.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Well, Celtic spent 60 million under Rodgers.
That's it. All the players have contributed. Engels, he's great. You look at all the players. Everybody seems to be overly focused on in terms of what you paid for him. Every one of the players, Ida included, made a contribution. He won in the league when he was on loan, scored in the Champions League. Engels as well, and Big Trusty. Every single one of the players made a contribution. If some of them fallen beneath where they maybe thought they could have got to, undoubtedly. I don't think you say that about Engels. I just don't think we'll figure out where to get the best out of him. It's
you can see that boy's got something.
He's a football player. He's a football player.
And I just see maybe it's just his age or that, John. But see, for me, I can see him being a kind of Petrov type of player in a few years. He'll be in there and he'll be running the midfield, I think. If he's still at Celtic, if you know what I mean. I mean, he's still a young lad. We've spoke about it before. And I don't know, I think people maybe expect that because you spend £11 million on a player, he's got to be getting the ball and taking on 20 men and scoring wonder Maradona goals and kind of stuff. But I can see him becoming that kind of calm, like a kind of Petrov, even a wee bit McStay's, you know what I mean? That kind of calm heat in that midfield, just pulling the strings and running it.
Absolutely, but see when we even talk, we're going to the Livingston game here, and then we'll probably talk about the team for the tomorrow night. We need to stop thinking about the team and discussing the team in the context of what you paid for them.
Definitely.
I don't care whether you're talking about fucking Luke McCown or whether you're talking about Engels. It's no. Do we play Engels at 10 million or Luke McCown at 1 million? You need to park all that. That's done. It's history. It's if you move on to even the Livingston, I thought Rodgers done very well, and as I said on Saturday, trying to give everybody. When I saw the team, we went for a pint before it, and we saw the team sheet. We thought, oh, having a laugh, eh? But on reflection, he managed to rest players, give folk a run out. That's the Bernardos of this world that's no had a run out, and they let us see the new boys in the park too. You know, there was very few failures. I thought Scales had a very good game, Jerry. I thought excellent. Engels did well in the Nygren. I thought it was excellent. Johnny Kenny, happy to see him. I thought Yang played his part. I thought Shin looked lively. Many positives. Just as I said in the post on there, Dane Murray hardly put a foot wrong. He redeemed himself when he did. See the young boy coming on at right back too. But the bit I can't get my head around about, I particularly sat and watched Inamura. So I watched him in the game against Cork, and I watched him in another pre-season game. And I'm thinking, all right, well that's the level, that is what it is. And I watched. He carries the ball very well. He passes through the line. He gives very, very few passes away. And Rodgers, and he's not in the Champions League squad when we don't even have cover for our left back that can only gaze an hour, and we've got to drag Scales out of position. I don't get that.
It's only for 2 games, John. It's only for 2 games, and again, it's against.
Why not include it? Why not have him in the squad? I mean, I think somebody asked the question, is there something to do with kind of Asian players? But apparently there's nothing There's nothing
that
there.
was me. That was me, John, that thought maybe there was something maybe to do with non-EU players or something that maybe
That's
couldn't.
what I thought. That's what maybe I thought.
I mean, I do agree with it. I mean, I'll tell you, right, and I've been winding everybody up about it, and that, especially Dave Kevin, that, right, but if I've been linked with that Boca left back again, that looks as if it's on. But if Rodgers came in, right, and people are saying, right, the guy came in as a centre-back, and he's done well at left-back. Scales is a centre-back that can cover at left-back. Especially in like but especially in the Champions League squad, you've only got 25 men to pick for. You've got to kind of be a bit cute about how you pick your squad that kind of way. I mean, Kev saying to me earlier on, get somebody, we should have KT and Amura and this new Boca boy in to make sure, because KT's going to break down, we need 2 covers and that. You can't think like things like that.
There's Cameron Shannon saying as well, you put the boot in as well. He's indeed he did. It's Rodgers' allegations was he defensively he's no Champions League, he's not at Champions League level. Well, you run through that your squad. I don't think Inamura's the only one that's not. I don't think he's by far the only one that's not at Champions League level. I couldn't see that Inamura that was lightweight and was going to get. But I thought the guy was, every time I've watched him, I've been more impressed. And I said that, you know how you go again, you know you're going to decide you're going to watch somebody. I made a point of watching him. Him, Engels, possibly, and Negrin. I thought Negrin he's got a bit of a maniac about him that I quite like. He looks like he's got a bit of a madness. He could have done about this.
You could end up getting a red card one day if it doesn't go right, John. I'd get that kind of
he needs to be told.
He's out flinging trees with big Godric at the weekend, isn't he? He's that type of look about him.
There should be no dealing to get that. To get that hair shaved right enough,
the hair like
that's doing it with the time.
You know what I've noticed as well. Right, see, like Negrin's a right winger. We've been playing him as like a kind of number 8, and then we played him out in the right the other day. See this Balikwash, is he know this kind of same? Is he know a kind of left winger coming back? Is Rodgers going to tweak these tactics to suit his incoming wingers? Do you know what I mean? See like Negrin, Balakwasha, they're similar types of players. They fit out in the wing, they'll come in inside, and that's their game. They come in to turn into a number 10.
I think Balakwasha is a new. He's a left winger, but he can play. He can play in that panel. He can play in the right wing too. I don't think
and through the middle, John. That's what we're signing similar types of players on either wing rather than just wingers.
I don't even know if you noticed now, but see when you look at Celtic targets, whatever the term, they don't even talk about strikers anymore. There's wingers. They talk about front players. So almost as if they're looking for anybody that can play anywhere across that front line. But for me, where Negrin, although he was out, although he was apparently out wide in Saturday against Livingston, he almost as if he was saying, "No, just give us a fucking ball and I'll play where I want to play." And it was when he was, "I'll play where I can do the most damage." He's a bit of a maverick, and he
a bit like Rogic, a bit like Tom Rogic. And that's what we've been missing, John. See, these camped out defences, we're missing a player to take the ball and just try and run at them and do stupid things.
With 2 great goals, he makes the 2 and finishes the 2.
Yep.
His second finish is fucking. That's how I like to see a ball rattled into the net.
That was a scudder, wasn't it? I didn't even know I went in for about 5 seconds. I thought it just belted that, wasn't it? Which was crazy to do that. See if Big Eye did talk that tape, would have been miles there, wouldn't it? They've hurt me in the heat in my living room.
I thought Shin's got a goal and it's no him, it's offside. Yang's unlucky. It's a wonder save that stops.
That header.
It stops. I'm right behind there. Shin scored apart for somebody else being offside. I thought he looked lively.
I think he's trying too hard.
Aye, but at least he was keen as the movement that the Ida's no keen as Jerry, eh?
Yep, 100%.
I don't know whether because we've got no width and we're not getting crosses into the box, it's making Ida look even worse. I don't know.
No, it's
Tierney's not been caught up into the Scotland squad, has he?
Who?
Kieran Tierney.
Fucking better not be.
Somebody just sent into the forum there. My heart sank when I saw Ralston and Tierney called up by the ex-Kilmarnock manager.
I think was McCown no in it and all.
But I thought KT retired for international football.
No, I seen something and all. They were talking about the folk that had been called up. I'm sure Tierney, KT, McCown and Ralston. I've been called up. I know. I thought that was part of the deal.
Right, without getting into that again, if you're come back to Celtic, the prodigal son, mega money, and you're away playing for Scotland.
That should
And
be
McGregor's chucked it, you know what I mean? He's younger and more reliable.
I think Lovett's right. Bang on, Lovett. You said Shin looked the part. He made some brilliant runs in behind. I thought so too, eh?
Shin. I'd start with him up front on Sunday against Dame.
That's another right.
Right, we'll keep that on to that, right.
He is playing the water. I'm no one bit worried about Sunday. I'm
worried about the Mora?
You don't travel well.
Who?
You've never won. They're not even in. See, on intents and purposes, you're not even in Europe. They're in Asia. You're 2 hours for the Chinese border. Heard the guy speaking this morning a wee bit about them. Gives you a wee bit of background. Apparently,
they flew the same distance last week. I know, John. It works 2 ways.
Apparently, it's an antiquated post-Soviet stadium. 20,000, 24,000 or something. Probably.
Mad Vlad's pulled them up.
It's no the temperature because they're playing later, but I think the altitude is a bit. See, the good thing is they've got to come. It's a one-half game. They've got to come and have a go at you this time. No, that I thought.
Whose attitude, John?
Altitude.
Oh. Sorry, John. Sorry, I thought you said attitude.
Oh, altitude. How high up you are, eh? So, I mean, I tell you, Slovan Bratislava thought they were going to go there and win. They've played seeded teams in their third round. We've never won in their soil. Logic tells you should Celtic have enough in the locker to beat them every day of the week. It's massive pressure on you. By all accounts, it sounds as if it'd been a right good place to go. It seems to be a really lovely city, eh?
I've seen a few folk videos in that on Twitter and stuff like that. It does look some. I mean, see when you look at all the other countries in the other side of the world that you think are not getting into political or nothing like that, but it's like people, places and that, they're all weirdos and everything's under the thumb. You can't do this, you can't do that. But some of the actual cities and that, they're actually beautiful places, aren't they?
Fucking the places full of weirdos. You've been in Airdrie recently?
No, I'm talking about in the worldwide political things. I mean, I see videos that people sneak out of like China and places, but I mean, it looks fantastic. The streets and the buildings are all fantastic looking and stuff like that, and you kind of get fed this thing that if you're not in England or Germany or France, the places are shithole you live in, but these countries are beautiful places to go to.
Troy, I'm nervous just because of I'm still massively disappointed that we didn't put a bit of daylight between us and them at Parkhead. But that is what it is. At least now it's a one-off game. Got to remember they score we're atrocious on Wednesday night, so they've got the ball in the net, and the big beanpole striker he could have scored another one. So my hope is Is it Celtic just can't be as bad as that again? And secondly, the Livingston game, for all the changes that was made, the one thing they did look as if they were all digging in for each other. What I mean, Jerry, they were all kind of fighting for each other, had each other's backs to a degree. Yeah,
That's exactly it. But we struggle to break teams down that are like that. That's the problem.
yeah.
But we know that team we put out at the weekend would have probably done a number on them because they were attacking. And for me, Bernardo, one of the reasons we were going forward a wee bit more is because Bernardo wasn't sitting on top of his two centre halves. And poor Calmack was coming too close to his centre halves wanting the ball, and then looked as if the midfield had run out of ideas against them.
I was reading a thing the other day, or the other morning or something, Jerry, John, right? And it was, I can't even mind who it was talking about it, but it was like, see at Man United, see like with the centre backs, see if the centre backs didn't give Scholes the ball when he wanted it, they get tortured, they get dogs abuse out of that. If Paul Scholes wanted the ball,
McGregor.
No, but I say, I mean, really in the kind of context, I'm not talking about ability, right? McGregor's a great fan. I always say this, McGregor's been wasted. See if Scott Brown left Celtic, McGregor's career fell off a cliff. McGregor, see when Cal McGregor was younger, I've said this many a time on here, he was one of the best young players ever to come through the Celtic Academy, like in my lifetime, and he could have went on and played for some of the top teams, a bit like KT, to be honest. He really could have. No, I mean, if KT's injury problems wouldn't have happened, the plan was to end up at, you know what I mean, your Man Cities, your Bayern Munich, your Real Madrid. That was the actual plan for KT all his kind of days, and it just didn't work. And things like that. And so you need to, do you know what I mean, Jerry? It's weird when you think about it that way.
Aye.
That they need to step up to this level, and if they don't, it doesn't work out.
I love it. Saying there was almost a feel. I love McGregor, but there was almost a point in Saturday against Livingston. You're thinking the fact that the two centre halves don't seem to think they need everything needs to go through McGregor here. Almost made the whole thing a bit more fluid. That happened last year in one game as well. I can't mind either. That McGregor sat out, and it's a hard one because
you don't like seeing your kind no hero. I wouldn't say Cal McGregor's a hero, but you don't like seeing legends falling off a cliff like that, John.
No, absolutely.
I've seen a lot of them over the years. Do you know what I mean, McGregor? I mean, I'm not slagging McGregor. I love him as a Celtic legend. He'll be known as a Celtic legend. The amount of trophies he's won and that. But for me, if Scott Brown left Celtic, he's no been the same player because he can't do the job that Scott Brown could do, and that's what he's been trying to replicate.
Well, this is all the argument we've had about the modern football. Do they want to play with a number? Nobody seems to want to play with a number 6 like that. You know what would that mean? Like a Bruni, even like a Lambert or a the best spoiler ever that we've ever had for me is Neil Lennon. I never seen Neil Lennon pass the ball any further than about 6 yards. But man, he could read a game and he could say and he could break play up. And it's
but that's what I'm talking about, John. It's like players' natural instincts. McGregor's no got that, and for years I've said he's been showing up in the Champions League for it. He's no even Beaton. I mean, see Beaton as a CDM for Celtic was fantastic. You think back to some of the games Beaton played in that role. He didn't need to be the quickest. It was his reading of the game and his kind of even just his solidness and cuteness in the tackles and stuff like that. Beaton could do. Beaton's a better CDM than Cal McGregor. There, I'll say that. Because he read that, he knew that role, and that's what he learned. He learned up.
Nobody seems to want to play with nobody wants to see me play with a number 6, did he? An out number 6. I don't know. Has the game changed? It's like two up top being outlawed.
Aye.
It's
I mean, I would love to see, I've said this a million times again, man, I keep it sounding like a broken record, but I'd love to see Celtic go back to a 4-2-3-1. I'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I mean, imagine that the two pivot, the double pivot, Engels,
Bernardo.
Or Bernardo, McGregor, or just any they took the mix of them in there. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the three attacking behind the one striker.
And that formation would suit us with any wingers.
Exactly.
That's how I said to you the other day. Why is he playing a formation?
You need wingers.
Aye, exactly. And we've got name. But then I heard a couple of rockets saying you're going 4-2-3-1 against a team for Kazakhstan that we shouldn't really need to be playing two pivots.
But you do but Jerry, see that to me, that's a case of, well, aye, you do if that's the way the team plays. Yep. But you took the tactics for that game. It just means that McGregor, see if we were playing 4-2-3-1 the more night, right? You say to McGregor, right, let Bernardo do the kind of dirty work. Right? You get the ball and you carry it forward. Take it forward. None of this passing about, take it forward. Right? So that's in that game. Seeing Sunday against the Huns, you say, right, Calm, you let him take that, and then see when you get it, you and him work together to see how you can break that down and get through it.
Yep.
So you're not drastically changing actual how the team plays. It's just do this quicker, do this and move it on quicker.
Well, that's it. That was the problem. We were slowed right down the other night. They had done their homework, knew just to cut off, Calmac space.
It was too slow, Jerry.
Too slow.
It was just too one paced.
Somebody did say that booking, Cal, it was ridiculous what he get booked for. But it did change his game, and I think he did. I can't remember who was it, McMallina or P. McLaughlin. He played it safe after getting booked.
So anyway, right, John, what's your team for tomorrow night?
My team, I'm not a tactician, but we kicked this about for a while in Saturday after the game. We're also going to be. I say that's what I love. I love seeing you've got different generations discussing Celtic. It's brilliant. It's for me. I'm with Jerry as well. I don't know why he keeps playing a system that needs wingers when you've not got any fucking wingers. So that would inform my thinking. And the second thing it would inform my thinking would be you just need to get your best 11 players on the park.
I seen somebody on Twitter. I see just when you say that, John, about getting your best 11 players on the park. I seen some guy on Twitter. I don't know. He keeps putting Ken at the end of his tweets, and I don't know if he's a tutor or whether that's his name. Right? Just whatever he puts Ken at the end of it. Guys will probably know who I'm talking about. But he'd Engels playing it right back.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's fucking nuts.
Did you know who I'm talking about now? That Ken, the tutor boy or whatever.
So
but I mean, did Hattati not play it right back?
Back.
Was that in his first or second game for us, wasn't it?
Game, against Hearts.
See, I said that to somebody the other day and they said no.
I'm sure you're right, Mark.
There's permutations in this, but for me, you could argue with this all day long. It's Michael, Ralston, CCV, Scales and KT, Engels, McGregor, Hattati, Nygren on the right, it gives you the options to. For me, for the dead ball potential and a bit of dig that Engels gives you, McGregor's got to be there. Hattati gives you, can hit a ball from the outside too. I'm not expecting them at a low block, but they're not going to go gung ho. And he showed you Aberdeen he can hit a ball from the outside. He gives the ball away cheaply, which is my concern. Nygren, I'd start with Nygren on the right, as much as I've just said that on Saturday. He's no a winger for me, he's a 10, and he wants to come inside, and he almost said, fuck it, I'm just coming inside anyway. And that's actually where he done his damage for you. Because you're right, Jerry, but no, you've no got. He's not going to get. They're not getting to the byline and cutting the ball back, which is what the most goals is always scored for. Is getting to the byline and cutting the ball back. You think a big idea with the feed on that, eh? So Schmeichel, Ralston, CCV, Scales, KT, Engels has got to play. McGregor, Hatate, Negrin out right, Yang on the left. He was a pain the other day. I think he deserves, and that leaves you the choice. And Maida through the middle.
Oh, don't know about that. What you going with, Jerry?
No, I would go with the same back. If we can't really change that back four.
Is this wait, hold on, Jerry, before you go and be picked. This team, is this team got a plastic pitch?
I think they do. I think they do. I actually meant to say that. Somebody asked.
No, they don't, Jerry.
No. I thought, see, before when we were drawing, it was either Kairat or who was the team they played in the round before?
Bratislava.
No.
No, Bratislava, no.
Was it Bratislava had one or two of them with a plastic pitch? They were saying that in our Discord. No, it's grass, no plastic.
No, it's
right.
It's grass, and apparently it's no great. But you're probably getting it at its best time because it's apparently cuts up and once it gets wetter. But apparently now it's no great, but it's no as bad as it could be, and it's grass as far as I know.
Right. Well, the keeper in the back four's not going to change. Although I like the look of the big boy, Dane Murray. He gets the ball down and passes it first. He knows what he's doing with the ball once he gets it, and he's a good passer of the ball. I think he'll be a decent centre half for us. I'm not wanting to slate Scales, but I think he slows the game down too much for us. But back four picks itself. The midfield, I would drop Kalmack. However, he's going to start him. I'd have went with Bernardo. Engels got to play. Nygren's got to play. I would have went for Yang, but I'd be going with Shin up front. I'd have went with Shin up front rather than Maeda. I'd have put Maeda's been pish right enough. I would have put Shin through the middle instead of Maeda, and I'd have went with my three in the midfield would be, if it was me picking the team, it would be Engels, Bernardo, Hatate, and then on the right it would have been up the front three at the right. It would have been Nygren.
Jerry, but not allowed 11.
Many
places that you've picked tonight?
The three in midfield is.
You've said about 6 different midfields.
What's that?
You've said about 6 different midfields.
No, my three in midfield would be Hatate, Bernardo, and Engels. And my three up front, the front three would have been Nygren, Shin, and Yang.
No, see, I'd see the front three. I would go with Nygren, Shin, and Maeda. When you do it on the left, I know he's been poor, but he's still John. What's the difference with this team is it's going to be the speed of your counter attack. They love it saying, Jerry, pick your squad, know the team.
Cheeky bastard.
No, but I think, and even start Shin, say to him, on you go, be a hero. And see if he doesn't, then you turn around at the 50, 60 minute mark and you say to Big Ida, right, come on, you a big lump. You get out there and be a hero.
Jenny's going on.
No, no, but do you know what I mean? It could be a make or break game for a kind of striker, either one of strikers' confidences, Jerry.
Yep, but I done better coming on.
Aye, but if Shin's out there and gets his first goal, man, you know what I mean? Think it'd boost to his confidence. If Big Ida gets his first goal against him, think it'd boost to his confidence and make the two of them fucking hungry to get that first goal.
Yep, 100%. And John, I couldn't agree more. See that with Rumours, that was kind of the first I've seen him, and I thought he looked like, albeit with all the ball, his passing, the way he gets stuck in, his decision making, I thought it was all first class.
Absolutely.
Again, Big Dane Murray, first time I've kind of seen him, but I've seen him a couple of times, but his passing's been first class. No up against much.
I love big scales, at left centre half. But if you said to me tomorrow night, who do you want to play at left back once KT goes off? Inamura or Scales? It would be fucking Inamura every day of the week and twice on a Sunday.
Yep.
I watched him, Jay. I watched him for 90 minutes, and I can't remember who I said that. I mentioned it earlier on there. He didn't shirk a tackle either. I didn't see this weakness in defence. All right, you're not under. But I certainly didn't see the boy looks like he could be bulking up, But I certainly didn't see this lightweight that Rodgers was alluding to.
No.
I thought he was excellent.
I don't think he was meaning he was a lightweight, was he? I don't think he was meaning that. Oh, he's a lightweight. I just think he was meaning that he's like kind of experience. I mean, the guy's only played about 30 odd games in his full career.
Aye.
And we're got right in KT. We're going right. He's a big injury risk. So you get into the Champions League and Inamura's were back up left back. We're playing Barcelona on Tuesday night. KT's took a knocking Saturday, missing the game, so we're putting Inamura in. I think that's more the thing. I think it's more a case of he just.
But the Champions League squad he never put him in was because they've put around for these two games.
That's lost on me. When you've got no cover at left back, and you know, as I said, you know your only left back can only give you an hour, I just think so. I've got one option here to take with me. Even so, you're not losing the Scales option. You can take that option with you too.
I don't understand it, John. When you've got 25 men,
it's almost as if he said. I said when I saw him the first time, he was at that level yet, and my big Suntan Eagles no letting me go back in that again, so he's no fucking going. That I can't understand it, because honestly, I watched him in the Cork game, I watched him in pre-season, and I made particular attention to keep an eye on him for 90. He never put a foot around Mark, and it was said earlier on there he didn't look no lightweight or as if he was going to shite a tackle either, like so why, when you've got no cover, why is that's why I thought, see, when you asked her about maybe there was some kind of limit on it, I thought maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's a limit to Asian players or something, but no, apparently that's no. So no, that one's lost on me.
No Asian players, John. That sounds a bit racist.
Was that? No, I thought
Asian. Not that non-EU thing, but then
because it was Asian, with like a limited number of Asian players, or players from outside the EU that you.
I wonder but does that even count now? After all that Brexit and UEFA, I think it maybe does still right, and I think there's still.
No idea.
I think when it comes to football, but there is still like a non-EU stuff and all that comes into it. But it was just, I know, because John, to be fair, you're better having a backup left back than no backup.
Absolutely.
I do get what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think going forward the answer was ever going to be Inamura, and especially now we're getting this Boca guy in. Do you know the boy for Boca? But it was crazy. Because I mean, Scales is no the best left back. Let's not be kidding. But again, against Scottish teams and that, he should probably do that job quite comfortably. But but even Inamura, it's not even his natural position. We brought him as a centre back.
Yeah, apparently he does that. He's played positions left centre back. He's played left back for us all pre-season. He brings him in. He plays him at centre back against a big physical team in Livingston, and he's feared to take him to Kazakhstan. I don't understand, because the guy's looked very. He passes through the lines well. He carries the ball well, and he's no shrinking violet, and he's no slow to shout the ball either. I'm really looking forward to watching him, to see to see. And folk have been saying, I've been seeing people
John,
saying,
he's away on loan.
No chance.
Watch him.
Fucking no chance can he go on loan.
Inamura.
No chance.
I'm telling you, they knew he'll be away on loan.
Why would you send him out on loan?
Because we're getting a left back in for Boca Juniors.
You've got Alistair Johnson, you've got Tony Ralston, and you're buying a right back as well. So you get three people for you get three covering that position, ain't you? Is it that Max Johnson we're meant to be looking at?
No.
Is that dead away?
I think so. There was some. There was a player for Turkey, a Danish player we get linked with. It's a right back.
Did you know pitch something on
Aye.
Turkey?
A right back.
Aye. But that, I mean, I think it's only a loan with an option to buy, which is to probably maybe cover
or something.
Aye, probably cover. I mean, it came out after AJ got injured. They said it was only got to be 46 weeks, and then Roger said it was 12. Whether we believe him or no, because we don't believe anything else the cunt says. It's fair dues, but we're meant to bring this right back in as well, which again, it's a bit like Jota. Maybe, do you know what I mean? We need to bring a right back in just to keep the squad balance right for having two right backs available until January at least or something like that.
Your left back, he's meant to be going as he's a loan man option to buy, eh?
Aye, that's that boy for Boca. But I mean, there, John, with KT and him, where's Inamura going to get into that squad? That's what I'm saying. He's either going to be left out of squads or out on loan. For me, he'll be out on loan before the window shuts. 100%. I'll say that about Inamura.
I tell you what, what I've seen him and how impressed I've been. I would have dreamed of putting him out on loan. You've not even seen this, Sriracha, yet, eh? And our track record with South American players isn't great, eh?
No.
Our track record with left backs isn't great.
Absolutely. No. The man that would have been the best. That would have been it would have been my dream to see Tierney come in to give that option to get up and down the wing and hitting the byline against somebody that could solid, an able deputy but can come inside and give that extra man in the middle of the park. If you could have kept him, would have been Taylor. I'd love to know, why did Taylor go? Did Taylor go because he just wanted a bash at something else? Did he go because he thought he wasn't going to get first team fit? I don't know, because how many players did he see have? Bernabe, how many left backs, how many pretenders did he see away? Did he want more than Celtic was willing to pay him? Who knows? But I would love to have seen Taylor staying there as a backup to KT, yeah.
Aye, but it's even that what you're saying, John. See, there's a difference in the game. See, what we talk about making changes to the game. See, if you change KT, the way KT plays the game, to Greg Taylor, you're changing your tactics. You're changing the way. Do you know what I mean? KT plays a totally different game for Taylor. So you're not just going the usual like for like and trying the same shite again to see if it works. You're actually making a tactical change of how the game's getting played. Because Taylor, I mean, then I'm talking about Cal Mack when guys drop into the midfield. Taylor used to drop into the midfield and do the job that Cal McGregor should have been doing.
Yeah. I love Taylor. I'll have great memories of Taylor.
Greg backed him up for the very first games, John. Can you see what I said earlier? Greg Taylor was one of the players that came off that park and knew he gave everything. Every single ounce of everything in his body he'd put on that park.
Left everything in the park. You're bang on.
Any aggro in the park with players and that. Who was the first gent went up, backing up poor players, sticking up these big, massive, heavy-ass defenders and that? We Taylor right in their face and that. You can't buy that, John.
That's right, and he's away with one of the best insults we've had for a long time. Shot the whole fat boy as well. So,
I mean, that's it, John. See, we can spend all the money we want on scouting and by spending millions on players, but see, when it comes down to it, it's that kind of attitude at Celtic that matters.
Absolutely.
It's like, see what Roger says, he wants to look a player in the eye before we sign him, kind of thing, and see what kind of man he is. I do like that. That's the kind of thing I want, John. Do you know what I mean? You want somebody that you know that they're going to be buying into, not just the manager, but buying into the club while they're here. I'm not talking about badge kissing shit and all that, but do you know what I mean? But just somebody's going to come out there and know what it means.
Many times did I say to you against them, he'd have been my first, over the years that Taylor was there, he'd been my first name in the team sheet. and I'll always go back to the game where Juranovic is off mine. When he gets hurt and Juranovic gets brought on.
Aye.
That game I brought
Total changed it.
on that game. Absolutely, Jerry.
Total changed it.
Absolutely.
I will say that's one thing about. We can even say maybe with Ange. Ange really made Greg Taylor a cracking player, I think.
Yeah. No, I've got nothing about Greg Taylor's just one of the guys I will always have a good memories of.
And respect, Jerry, John, 100% respect.
Absolutely.
I wasn't a fan at the start of him, but I'd have 100% kept him here. 100% kept him here. Wasn't a fan at the start. I think I said to you a couple of times, Matt, you're at games, I thought teams used to try and target him. I remember one of the first games I had, one of the games against them, they overloaded in his side straight for kickoff, and it looked as if they were just going to try and lump the high balls up over him. But no, the wee man came on a game and improved every season.
And toughened himself up to that, Jerry.
Aye,
I mean, he used to.
course.
Do you know what I mean? He was a wee bit weird, so he could get bullied, but he's like a wee hardy man now. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And see the same thing, Jerry. But see the guy we've replaced Taylor with, he's going to be getting targeted as well, because a couple of kicks and he could maybe need to be getting off.
Aye, there's no doubt KT's a hardy boy. But he's a hard when he can play, but it's keeping him fit.
And that is fit. I mean, it is. I mean, I'm no heart moaning about it again. People think I've got something against the lad. I've no. I just think that it's the money Celtic's paying him. It's a hell of a gamble with his fitness and injuries record and stuff like that. And bang for your buck, we could have got a better striker. But Celtic, we don't need a big starry or multi-millionaire starry left back. If KT hadn't played for Celtic before and we were signing him, even on a free transfer, Celtic fans would be up in my arms about it. And I've said that if we were linked to him.
I tell you the other one that does my head in as well. See, talk about targets for the Boo Boys. Obviously, I'm biased because he comes from here, but Tony Ralston, every time I read something, says, well, Tony Ralston's. I thought, Tony Ralston, he's an international football player. He's always fit. He's always ready. He's never caused you any bother. He'd run through a fucking brick wall. He keeps everything he's got. Do you need something better? Aye. But where do you need something better? How many times have we said that? I don't know why fucking Ralston gets picked out on.
That's the thing, John. Right, we need somebody better. Aye, we've got somebody better. AJ.
That's right.
We can't go and sign fucking the greatest players. Do you know what I mean? We can't have two fucking. We can't have two AJs. We can't have two Engel. Do you know what I mean?
You said something a while ago, and a 100% agreement. You should be good to buy something. You go to buy a centre half, you should be going to buy something better than CCV. When you go to buy a left back, you should go to buy something better than Kieran Tierney. When you go to buy a replacement, you go to bring something in that's better than McGregor. It's there's no opposition in that part. Couldn't have been improved on. So why Anthony Ralston keeps getting singled out in that respect is fucking awful.
John. And he's what? See, Ralston, I totally agree with that. And I say this all the time about players. We need players that can perform at Champions League level, but we also need players in the squad that are SPFL level. Even if that's your Yangs, your Kennys, do you know what I mean? These players.
See back in the day, would Paul McStay took fucking Peter Grant with him? Absolutely would have.
Aye.
And was Peter Grant the most silky football player in the midfield you ever seen in your life? No, it wasn't. But you'd have took him away. You'd have took him away every day of the week and twice on a Sunday.
I mean, see if you'd come Tuesday night, I've got no qualms about Tony Ralston against this Kairat.
Yeah,
and
you've got even the young boys, even that young boys.
At certain levels, Johnny, Champions League teams, like what we kind of, even the lower teams we can possibly face. I've got no problems with Ralston at that level either. Is Tony Nelson good enough to play against Barcelona and Real Madrid? Every week or that, daytime levels of teams? No, in 1.5, 2.5 games, maybe, but he's never let us down.
It seems when somebody says Tony Ralston, he'll get shown up at the top levels. You're like, fuck off.
He's not had it done. He's not done it yet.
Show me a player in the team that's when they get shown up at the latter stages of the Champions League. It's just lost on me. I know actually maybe it's because I know he's never gives you any bother off the park. He's always fit. He's always ready to play. He's always available. And I know for personal experience, the Johnny that trained him, even at his primary school, he went out his way to get him tickets to come again. He's just an all-round good guy, family guy too. It's all about his new wee kid. I just don't know why he gets fucking. It's as if sometimes the Celtic sport just needs somebody to single fucking out. It's and I don't know why.
We know that. We know that there's always players that are just no matter what they do. I mean, see, no matter what Engels does for now to the day he leaves Celtic, he's never going to win the heart of a lot of Celtic fans. Same with Big Ida. Do you know what I mean? He's never going to win the heart of certain Celtic fans, no matter what he does. Simply for the reason, John and Jerry, that they would need to admit they were wrong, and they can't do that. It's like Greg Taylor. People start to laugh off him, he's this, he's that, he's this, and as the years went on, people just stuck with that because they couldn't accept that they were wrong. I mean, I would love to be proved wrong about Celtic players. I would love it. Mind me saying Lee Griffiths, and I was totally against it. Great player, but I thought he was a scumbag, right? All his personal stuff and all that. That's not my cup of tea, and I don't think Celtic should be signing. It's like Jamie Vardy. Celtic don't need to sign circus type of players. Do you know what I mean? That attract these the bad off-screen headline stuff and that, right? But was I delighted for every single goal Lee Griffiths scored for Celtic? You're damn right I was. Doesn't mean I like a guy. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to contradict everything I've said to you about recruitment here and say, you see, if you look at some of the players that's been brought in, see if you look at Shin, and you look at Inamura, and you look at the boy in the right wing, Nygren, right? And you look at some of the players we've brought in. You know, we're getting something right. It seems to be that. It's that next level. It's just to go and say, just go and. I mean. What would seal the deal here for me? And you're right, doesn't need to be box office, doesn't need to. But I don't give a fuck what we pay for him. Just go and give me a striker. So we've brought in Balakwasha. Go and give me something on the right side. It's not a sick note. He's better than what I've got, and give me a striker. Give me a striker that improves the first 11. That's all I'm looking for. Don't give a fuck what they pay for him.
But there, John, that's the exact thing about what we're kind of talking about. This kind of flip-flopping about players and signings and stuff like that, right? See, we signed Inamura and Roger's done his first interview with him. The board was slaughtered about signing him. Oh, he's a club signing, nothing to do with Rodgers, doesn't want him. Right? Now we've seen him playing. What a signing he's been. And it's Rodgers' fault he's not playing. So who's in? Do you get? That's what I was trying to get at earlier, John. Everybody, when I was talking about, I wasn't sticking up for people booing Ferguson. I wasn't sticking up for the sack of board and all, or sticking up for the board. I was talking about how the perception of players and situations, just depending who's involved, can affect how people react to them. Does that make sense? We can't blame. We can't blame the board for being tight and then say, "Oh, what a signing, getting KT $60,000 a week is." We can't say, "Oh, the recruitment don't know what they're doing." But what they're signing that in Amura and Sharon Nigan, look, we contradict ourselves all the time, Celtic fans. Get that, Jerry?
I don't know what the issue is, but there seems to me apparently Tisdale is Rodgers' man, and he almost seems to be quite happy with Tisdale. He's been fairly complimentary about Tisdale. Although it'd be nice, it'd be lovely if somebody just sat down and fucking spoke to you and told you what the crack was, wasn't it?
Even saying Tisdale, look, see if you're not sending Nicholson out, see if you're not sending wee Beaker out the Muppets out, send Tisdale out to face the media.
But
Somebody's got to.
If you look at, as I say to you, look at Inamura and you look at I keep forgetting his name, Nygren. You look at Nygren and you look at Shin. I think there's something about Shin. You think, we look exactly. And even you can even look at how the Osmonds know a daft signing as a potential project player or a development player. I don't have any objection to a development player. All I'm saying is, go and it should all have happened earlier, and give me two wide players and a striker that improves my first 11.
See, that's the thing about it, John.
Don't sell off my royal assets before you bring in something. Club Brews, sell 70 million, bring in 30 million. Have them lined up. Don't sell Matt O'Reilly. Don't sell Kyogo. You can't expect to sell Matt O'Reilly, Kyogo, Kuhn, and have Jota injured, and no expect to be weaker for your efforts. So what I'm saying is that's what we.
So would you rather be kept Kuhn and no signed Nygren?
Oh no. When somebody wants to go, I wouldn't give a fuck.
That was my take on it with Kuhn.
I don't give a fuck who you were. If it was fucking Nygren tomorrow morning, you don't want to be there. Just don't let a door hit your arse the way out. That
boy's got to be a bargain. He really is. I think
he looks. He almost. I tell you, he looks a wee bit. He's got a bit of madness about him.
Aye, definitely. He's got that kind of Norwegian weird.
He needs to be somebody
staring at the distance kind of thing.
Aye, somebody needs to have a word with him about the Barnet.
100%.
That's a problem, man.
You've got a cheek to talk here, John.
I would see when the bald scarp is when the bald scarp is 4 inches before the top of the hairline. That's not a good look.
John, tell us this: have you got your tickets for the musical yet? The Celtic musical?
No, when's that?
Well, it's starting up again. There's a new version of it. I saw an advert. I put an advert on the group chat the other day.
I've saw it before,
More money you're getting to that board, John, you Tory bastards.
Aye.
No, they're indeed,
With Sonic Lodge, a lot of them. Actually, you don't hear nothing for them.
Or sitting at a musical.
Aye. With their sashes on.
I don't doubt for a minute that they're Celtic supporters. Here, folks saying, I don't doubt that. But it's you back to where we started here. You ain't going to progress here until they address their weaknesses, and that takes them. I used to love when I was in that kind of position, when I could bring somebody in and I was thinking, you know what, I've just given somebody a job that's better than me at something. That was it. I got a buzz out of that. You bring in Shearer. We as a company know are better because he's better than me at that.
Fucking send you off CVs, John. What sort of
you need a fat plumber.
Aye, you need a one-legged cunt that can work a computer.
Banjo player.
Just no place in my life for somebody to carry one a fucking tug of war, Mark.
Against Mr. Tisdale.
Oh, we're fucking set up, man. Honestly, I was thinking about that all last night. I was pissed off at that. Greg set us up.
I could share that, but I wouldn't do that to you, Jerry. I could put that up on here.
I nearly knocked his all down, Jerry.
Aye, you should have ploughed through them, man. It was a total set. I only came out for 20 minutes for a game of tug of war. For a charity thing and get set up.
Somebody flashed the lights at us just as we were coming to the bend, and it was obviously to tell us that everybody was just right at the co-op there,
Aye, that's it, mate.
So then we went to mass. We went to mass at Schoenstatt, and then we went to the Glazer.
Aye.
That was fantastic too,
Good stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Where was that, John? Where was that you went for your dinner?
Livingston.
Livingston.
Livingston, just
Lennoxtown.
once you leave Seanstadt, obviously you pass Celtic's training ground just before you leave Livingston. There's a hotel on the right hand side. It was excellent.
Aye.
It was a wee pal of mine came down to go to mass, so the four of us, him and his wife, so the four of us went in there for a meal. Sitting at the back bit, Jerry, in the
Conservatory bit.
The wee conservatory bit, looking at the back,
Yeah.
very, very had haggis, sneeps and tatties,
I've been a
Super.
few times. And a man my size, you could imagine, has been for a few dinners.
Sort of the portions were. That's what I thought, Jerry. I thought the portions are a bit meagre.
I see the thing is, I've got weddings,
then-
man, so they never finish it, and so I've got an excuse. I've got an excuse, but I'm going to need to shoot anyway to take these four-legged, furry-faced things out for a walk.
I'm saying I'll need to get. I'll need
What's
to
your
get.
prediction for the score tomorrow, boys?
We never even spoke about the Huns game yet. We need to come
there
back
it
on
is.
the Thursday then.
Aye,
Well,
Thursday
let's,
night's fine. Don't forget.
See you take care of tomorrow night. The Huns game will take care of itself.
That's it.
Aye.
So you're see how you put all these wee bullet points up to see what the discussion's going to be. So for the Huns game, one of your wee bullet points should be. I know we're not allowed to call them Huns.
How no?
We'll not call them Huns, but see for the Huns game.
I know, but so you need to come up with another word like I don't know, but
No, you're allowed to call them that now, John.
Aye, there.
No, you're
The great
legally
unwashed.
you're. It doesn't even bother the English edge on the site of that anymore, really.
So one of your bullet points needs to be: can the Huns finish in the top 6? That needs to be one of your bullet points because they're fucking 7th now, aren't they? So they're 7th in the league. So they're chasing that 6th place. That game will take you go here. I couldn't get. I would lose last. Honestly, I said that I didn't want to use the word lose on the page yesterday, but I said I would take a victory tomorrow over a victory next Sunday. I would take a victory tomorrow. I'm not really too perturbed about what happens. Don't get me wrong. When that game's come, the whole mood. See if you can get back here and come back with a victory and qualify next after the market. The whole mood music about the club, everything, just changes.
Exactly.
So I'm just nervous about. I can't even think about the game against them.
I'm going for 2-0 tomorrow for us.
You think so?
Put it out there. Aye. If no, don't aim to contact me for a couple of days.
What are you doing for the game on Sunday, Jerry?
Yeah, I've already told you. I think I'll be going painting up the Schoenstatt. I think I'll go and paint that toilet before I do it.
He's managed to find a convent where he can hide in the toilet.
I don't get a signal up there. I don't get a signal up there and nobody bothers, so I'm going to paint the toilet for them. I think that's the plan now. I'll maybe change it Saturday.
That's bonkers, man, that you can't even watch a game.
I can't stand them, mate.
I'm going to be up at Fintry, Jerry.
I'll probably see you. I've got that book there for you, my man.
Aye, I'm looking forward to reading that.
Aye, good book.
That'll be a good read. So no, Mark, I'm not even thinking about. I don't seem like there was a comment. That's what I think annoys me. Nicholson cracking jokes at the AGM last year as well. Penalty Ranger. They should be way above that. He shouldn't be getting involved in stuff like that. Apparently, there was a tweet coming out of Parkhead the other night there as well when they lost 3-0. You think, aye, how did that play out? Just focus on yourself. Take your eyes off your all of that points to me just has been over focused in what they're doing.
Aye, but John, that's kind of. I mean, see, really, the social media stuff. That's but every club, every so and so looking for attention. That's what they need to put out. Do you know what I mean? Even like Livingston the other week, they put up a picture of a pillar. Mind the famous pillar that blocks the view and shit like that. Just ignore all that shit. Celtic shouldn't be getting involved in that.
Absolutely.
Leave that to them and all the young ones, but don't be pushing it on fans that like, I'm not saying we're better than the younger fans, but you know what I mean, guys that aren't really that interested in stupid shite on social media for likes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
Right,
us
so take
tell us
for
the
me
fucking
to
truth.
say,
Come out
right,
and tell us the truth.
just
That's
come
what we
and tell
want.
Come in and tell us fucking something, mate. Do you know it's I don't want them to tell me the minutiae every deal. I don't. I can understand the code of silence when there's deals going down, but come out and talk to us and tell us what's the strategy, where are we heading, what's the fucking plan? Have you got one? Do you know,
See, I'll put that on Rodgers, John. To a certain extent, right here, I'm not getting it tore into Rodgers here, that's right. Rodgers is out there 2 or 3 times a week talking to the press. Don't play fucking stupid politics and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. He's come out the day with wee cryptic clues and says, oh, we've been talking to players for months, well, hopefully a few things will happen in the next few days. Who's, what, 3-4 days ago, he's telling us, oh, there's nothing much in the pipe. Do you know what I mean? Just tell us the truth. Look, we're working on stuff. We're talking to players, right? We're not going to tell you who we're talking to. We're talking to players. Certain things need to, the stars need to adjust for these kind of level of players to sign for us, right? And we're waiting on that happening. That's all he needs to say. And at least you know they're out working on it. And it's no, just the board being arseholes and blaming this, blaming that.
I mean,
It's just say, John, anybody coming out and telling us just a bit of truth. They don't need to geese in the way. Oh, we're talking to this player, but he's talking to this other team, so we can't say anything about him in case they fun out. Shite like that. Just come out and tell us that there is a plan, that we are doing something.
Even I'm saying on top, even more strategically, able to tell you, you know, our aim is to progress beyond the league stage of the new Champions League format. To do that, we're going to buy 4 development players, 2 first team ready players that improve the first 11 every year. So at least you would know. You're sitting there, you're thinking, you know what, you've not got a fucking plan, eh?
And that's what's kind of, for me, John, right? I mean, Nigan's come in and done brilliantly, denying that. But I think, again, because of the level of the signings that we've made, they've already got like a bit of a fucking hump in their back.
See if
he signed these 7 players we've signed.
Yep.
Plus just maybe a winger at
Absolutely.
7-8 million. And a totally different landscape.
Absolutely.
You can see why we signed the wee boy for Fulham. You can see why we signed
absolutely.
But we're not seeing the next step of player that we need.
If you just seen, go and give me something on top of that. Go and give me 2 wingers and a striker that just makes my first 11 better and shows that level of ambition.
Even just one of the big signings, the new John, a week ago, would have set the mood a totally different direction for a lot of supporters.
It's just that.
I mean, as John, but it all comes right. We sit and we all moan about it and going about it. But see, come September, October, when we're looking at the money we've signed, we actually look at the players and see how much value for money we're getting out of them. But a lot of Celtic supporters just spend money, just spend more money, give more money. And it doesn't always work out. I mean, they're Nigerian. I mean, what was he? 1.8 million.
You could argue here then between 1.5 and 2.
And I mean, again, if his contract situation, again, it's like the KT situation. That's just the kind of market Celtic should be looking at for bargains, John. I mean, imagine we went out and signed. Imagine you could go there and find
a. You need to be willing to shop back into the angles and the IDA and the trustee market again, to and do the 2. It doesn't need to be either or. It can be both and.
Aye.
It was just all it needed to change the fucking music market was just. Don't have a problem. If you actually, I said, if you stand back and you look at who you brought in Amura, as I said to you, Nigrin, if you look at all that, there's Shin, it's actually decent. All it's lacking is just that wee bit. It takes you that. It would improve your first 11. The gap for me is where you left off in the Champions League in Germany last year. Where you started the Champions League campaign this year in that qualifier. That's where my problem lies, Market.
You're talking that, John. As I said earlier on, should Celtic be prepared for this? Aye.
Yeah.
Is it all on Celtic's fault? But John, no. That's what I've ever tried to say. As I said earlier, what if certain players are waiting to see if they're qualified, but that's Rodgers' first pick?
No. But Stephen, I've been watching them a long time, Marky, like yourself, and see when you're watching the runs repeat every year, you start to run out of excuses that it's other clubs, and if it's late in the transfer window, the goods away and we just couldn't get it over the line, you're thinking, you're fucking paid, Michael, you're getting paid 500 grand a year and 200 grand in bonuses to get out of the fucking line. See if it's hard, that's why you're getting paid that, It's
John, what do you want? That's what I try to talk. People, as I said, people think I stick up for the board too much. I just look at it on, John, what you say. Even what if somebody doesn't want to come until something happens? See, if you went to do one of your audits and you said to a guy who owns a company here, look, mate, your boy's an arsehole.
So you've got a plan. You need to think. Listen. Would you want six players coming to you? Would you want your next 3 signings only to be coming to you because you're getting Champions League football? No, you wouldn't. Right.
But what do you do then, John? Just get somebody just happy to get a wage.
You need a default position where you can say if Billy Big Boss here's one to hold it to the wire and he goes beyond where my fucking line is, I'm going somewhere else, So you've got option number 2. You've maybe not got option number 1, but you've got option number 2. Rather than what you've been told repeatedly over the last 6 Mondays that you're just getting fuck all because we couldn't get over the line. All that needs thought out, Mark,
Aye, but John, but what I'm saying is, what if it's the players that are waiting to decide?
Move on. You need to draw your line.
And what if Rodgers is saying, no, he's no good enough, I want him? Should the board say to Rodgers, no, we can't get him, we're getting you him?
Absolutely.
Who's in the rank? That's what I mean, but who's in the rank here, John?
Earlier on this conversation, you see you've got a director of football. Celtic should be bringing in the players should bring in independent of Rodgers. Your job here is to coach them and make them the best they can be, So is that all you're getting? Aye, that is all you're fucking getting, Go on with it. It's don't talk shit, whatever that is,
And does he do that, John?
Say again?
Does Rodgers do that? I mean, Rodgers, we've heard it for years. The first time he was here, we've heard that about Liverpool, we heard that Leicester, about how Rodgers, he takes in players and he can make them better players and coaching them to better players and being better persons and better men and all that shit. Who's he really improved?
There's maybe he made Matt Riley better, didn't he? And I think collectively, I think Jerry said that as well. Collectively, when you see the progress we made in Europe last year, we were a ball hair away from going through in Germany, and you could arguably, if you had replaced Kyogo, he talks about fine margins. Where fine margins mean margins are fine, and arguably we a Kyogo or somebody that ability to run about you, that just might have been the difference. So it's, to me, I'm not Rodgers' biggest fan either, you know that, but it's I'm not going to criticise him when I see systemic failures away above. I'm not going to criticise the foreman when I can see faults at the managing director's level. That makes sense.
Aye, I know what you mean. Aye. But again, John, it's just there's no clear vision, path or anything. Because me and you, we could sit here right now, all through the night, even all day tomorrow and all during the morning night's game, and still argue the same old shite about who's to blame for this, who's to blame for that. Do you know what I mean? There is something there's just something no right at the club now. The stolen money is weird to me. For no reason whatsoever. I don't understand why Celtic need like £100 million sitting in the bank. I mean, but now we can't even spend it in players now because of these new regulations and stuff. So, I mean, I just don't understand it. I really, honestly don't.
No, it's lost on me too. It's just lost on me that you arrived. Irrespective of where you would apportion the blame for last Wednesday, and I think the players and Rodgers on all of the above. But the fact to me that's unforgivable is that you arrived at it know the best version of yourself you could have been, and that creates a mood. As I said to you back to you, McStay with McAvenny when he talks about coming in October, McStay says we just needed somebody to come in and give us a wee lift there, and to me. Just to me, it's blatantly obvious the problems I have on that. So what I think there's some rot in the state of Denmark, as they say, Mark.
Aye.
Anyway, I'll need to bolt.
No bother. Thanks very much for coming on, John. Big Jerry's a mate.
Great crack. Thank everybody. Good crack for all the boys for the chat. I'm watching it. I can't join in, but I can see it on the. What a good
you can't even join the chat, no.
No,
well, I'll stick you in then. JFP said if Celtic win tomorrow night, he's taking me.
I just hope. I really do.
Me, Grot Bags, Big Jerry's wife, anywhere we want for our dinner, own him. So we're going to the Gordon Ramsay hang at Ibrox.
I just, I know all I said I would never take you out, but
you said anywhere. I said
anywhere your choice, and that was just by default. It's I'm getting to the point I'm not buying a pie at Parkhead. I'm certainly not buying a pie at Ibrox. I just hope and pray. I just hope that I just hope we can get over the line and come back for here tomorrow night with
and see, John, see the thing about it. See all the right. I've said this about stuff. See all the we're going about the season to Rangers fans. New boss. Oh, we're going to win the league. Oh no, we're shite. Oh no, we're shite. All right, new boss. Celtic fans are the same. Everything it's all doom and gloom, all transfer windies, and that. See by the end of the window of Celtic, right? See by next Monday night when the window shuts, Celtic beat Kairat. We beat the Huns on Sunday, and we signed 3 or 4 players.
Oh man, that's a fucking Carlsberg where you could sign up for death after that. Said that to a boy yesterday. I thought if that's we get through the bottom night, they will go Wednesday.
Aye.
That's a given, and we can. So I'm not even that worried about next Sunday. My focus is on the tomorrow night.
Do you think Celtic will win tomorrow night?
I don't know, Mark. I don't know. Every bone in my body hopes so. My brain tells me so, but the half glass empty. But Amy is feared we don't. And the implications that has for. It'd have been worse if they'd had a chance to qualify. My big fear was that we'd have qualified. We didn't qualify. They did, so they're not going. They ain't going through the bridge. No. I just think it would be a monumental act of fucking self-harm if we don't go through tomorrow night because we didn't do the damage thing we should have done last Wednesday at Celtic Park. I'm praying. I just hope. I'm not even sure I want to watch it. I will watch it, but it's fucking. They make you know well. Just, It's listen. I hope so. I think so, Niall. I hope so, Niall. I think so, but I'm not sure.
That's exactly the outlook, John. We'll wind that up, John. Thanks very much.
You look after yourself, right, guys. God bless.
Right, God bless. Tell the family thanks, John. Hope they're all well, mate. Big Jerry, thanks for
very much, man. Thank you.
Right, everybody in the chat, hope you enjoyed that again. Just stupid guys talking a lot of rubbish. You heard, we'll try and get back on Thursday. Thursday, Big Jerry said. Once again, if you liked it, hit the like button. If you know how to do it, try and share it about and stuff like that. Thanks very much, lads. Hail, hail. Good night.